So I used to have a pretty bad credit score. I'm talking the low 500s, maybe 530, maybe 500. And today my credit score is, let's just pull it up. 838. Holy guacamole. Safe to say I've been on all sides of the credit score spectrum. The low, the mid, and the high side. And if your credit is trash right now or you're just trying to glow up your finances, stay with me because I'm breaking down the exact steps that I took to go from declined to preferred customer with multiple credit card offers, never getting declined again, and having over $80,000 in credit available for me at this point. I'm still shocked. And yes, this is all without hiring a credit repair company. Pretty proud of myself. But I do say so myself, but I can't take the credit. I really gotta give it to my mom. So essentially, I'm gonna tell you everything my mom taught me to build your credit from nothing to something and start getting approved and building your credit and having money that's not yours to spend and manage. Before we get into it, this might be too much tea, so don't do it if you don't want to, but drop your credit score below and let me know how it is for you getting approved, if you've ever had any issues. A lot of people sometimes have misconceptions about credit scores that they think are lower, but I think you can actually live a pretty decent life with like a 600 credit score. So let's get into it. Now, for those who are new to the channel, welcome. This is Level Up with Keeks. My name is Kiana, or you can call me Keeks. Y'all better just start now, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna get into it. We got a lot of videos for you that you can go to my channel and check out, but we got lots more videos to come. It's all things personal finance, self-improvement, entrepreneurship. I'm literally just here sharing my journey with you guys. So I want you guys to join me because I love talking to y'all. If you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I hope you're subscribed. And yeah, I just love you. I love you. We're over the 1,000 subscribers mark, guys. This is insane. Anywho, first let's understand what impacts your score. Now, this information was sourced from FICO, but these are the 5 factors that affect your credit score. Number 1 is payment history. This covers about 35%. It was a big reason as to why my credit score went down. Number 2 is credit utilization. This takes up about 30% of your credit score. Number 3 is your credit age. So how long have you been owing and paying back credit? How long do you have a credit history? That impacts about 15%. Your credit mix, so the type of credit you have, mortgage, loans, car payments, phone payments, that impacts about 10%. And any new credit inquiries impact about 10% of your credit score. Most people just focus on paying their bills, but essentially that's not always enough. Is a great place to start. Either way, what we'll do first is I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story of having absolute ass credit, because I didn't even know my credit was bad until I needed to get a credit card and was declined, and that was what sparked the inquiry. So let's talk a little bit about that, and I'll just tell you my story of building my credit over the years. Now, I would say this is back in 2018, 2019. Your girl was in her, I must have been like my second year of college. I was so broke, you guys. I was eating Campbell's chicken noodle soup for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 1 can each. Your girl was skin tea, okay? Body was not tea because I love to eat. So it was really not tea. It was not fun for me. I had holes in my shoes. Like, I was trying to live downtown and go to college and do the whole like try to be downtown college girl thing, but I was living way outside of my means. I could feel it, I looked like it, and I was skin and bones because, you know, I could barely afford the day-to-day. But yeah, this was prime college time. Because I was dead broke, I needed to get a credit card just to have some, I don't know, breathing room between when I was gonna get my paycheck versus when I needed to pay the money back. At this time, I was like on and off work, like I was getting random jobs, just random jobs. You know, I was doing a little background acting, maybe some serving. Sometimes I wasn't working. I got a summer job. I was able to extend that a little bit, like just all over the place in terms of my income. It was very unstable, very unpredictable, and life still cost a lot of money. So things were going on. In applying for a credit card, I was like, look, I have no debt. I should be perfectly fine. To go to school, I did have a student loan, so that wasn't anything I had to pay outright per se, but I did have a student loan from OSAP, which is the Ontario student loan provider. And yeah, I thought everything was good. So I was like, let me go apply for this credit card. Upon applying, I get declined. I call my mom because I'm like, why would I get declined? Like, I'm fine. She's like, you must have a bad credit score. Like, something must be wrong. I don't even know about credit score, right? Like, I don't know. Everything is just so new. At the time, there were so many like, what are the ads? Credit Karma ads. You remember those commercials? Credit Karma, it's free. To this day, it's free. Love Credit Karma down. Credit Karma, key. Signed on to Credit Karma, created an account, saw my freaking credit score at like 500. I scrolled down and it shows a whole bunch of missed payments for my student loans. Let me see if I can show that part. So I can't even show it. If you see now, all of these check marks, I guess it's only showing like the last 4 years. All of these check marks are now in the green. Your girl had set it up, but essentially wasn't paying my student loans for about like a year and a half, 2 years, because I'm midway through my second year of college. I'm absolutely beside myself because I'm like, the whole point of student loans is I do the school, I graduate, and then I pay the student loan. So I'm lost out of my mind because I had no clue. Our student loan emails look like spam. They look like scammers. It looks like phishing attempts, okay? So even if they had sent it to me, they looked so rank that I was like, yeah, you're not scamming me today. I think I had completely ignored it or just didn't see them. I don't think they tried to call, but I was extremely anxious and antisocial. So you best believe I'm not answering no number that I don't recognize. So it was just a perfect storm for a year and a half. School is already tough enough as it is. Winters in Ontario suck, especially when you have boots that have holes in them and you're walking in slush all day. Like, I'm just trying to get by. I'm just trying to get to school, get home, get back to school, get home. I'm hating college. I actually hated college, okay? It was just a very like boring, lonely, broke ass time. Would not do it again. But grateful for my diploma. Anyways, that's where I end up. I'm seeing that I didn't pay my freaking student loans for 15 months now, and I don't know that I was supposed to because I'm literally standing in the school like, I swear I haven't got my diploma yet, so why the hell am I paying my student loans? I call the student loan government people. I'm like, what the hell is this? They're like, yeah, like, we've been trying to call you. So I'm like, why didn't you show up? Why didn't you send a mail? You never sent no mail? They never sent no mail, by the way. That's on them. Tried to go back and forth and be like, well, look, like I'm calling you from my school. Well, I don't know why you guys are charging me when I'm at school. I'm near tears at this point. Devastated. I'm like super uncomfortable and camera, like phone shy. I have like no voice at this point. I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, how do I get this reversed? Because I don't have the money because I'm not finished school yet. So I didn't expect to pay this for another 2 years. They're like, yeah, I think because of XYZ triggered the repayment plan to start. Anyways, nothing we can do. But do you want to from now start setting up a payment plan? So with my credit in the absolute dumps, my first debt repayment plan was set up. So I said, fine, max I can do is $101 a month. They said, cool, we'll set that up. It was gonna get basically directly removed from my bank account, and that would start my payments. Literally, as you guys saw, the check marks to this day, your girl owes that money. But I figured, one, F the government because you guys are fake as fuck. Two, I'm not giving you guys a cent more than I need to. Like, you guys have ruined my credit. I'm just a kid. I don't know about any of these things. You have no forgiveness policy. You have no way of trying to help me rectify my credit. So I don't give a damn about paying off my student loans. To this day, I don't care if I owe $500. I'm not paying that back outside of my $101 a month. I'm 18 years old or 19 or 20. I don't even know how old I am. And my credit's ruined and I don't have the money to be paying you guys. But now I get to spend $101 a month paying you back while I am going to school. Anyways, that was a very poor me story, but that's how your girl ruined her credit. It was by accident. I had no clue what credit building was. I had no clue that I had payments that I was apparently missing every month for the last 15 months until I went to apply for a credit card. So if you got anything from this story, it would be to pause this video, go on Credit Karma. I don't have any referral links. This is not sponsored. Go on to creditkarma.com or .ca. I don't know if it's a Canadian company. Anyways, go check your credit score right now because if you don't know what your credit is, it's better you know than to be like me. So go ahead, check it, creditkarma.ca or .com. Can't remember. Put the link below and go check your credit score. I'll wait. Perfect. Hopefully you checked your credit score and you know what it is. Now let's talk about the next steps and the things that I did to rebuild my credit, but that you can do now, because had I known these things, I would have done them as well to rebuild your credit if you're in a situation similar to what I was. Now, my destroying my credit story is much more interesting than my building my credit story. Building my credit was something that took me about 3 years to get from that 530 credit score to a 715 credit score. Of course, with my credit growing incrementally over the years. Now, because I was very young, did not have any other debts except for the student loan payment, I didn't have much ways of proving to the credit bureau that I was someone who could be trustworthy with money. And so that's why it took me a lot longer. All I had for a long time was the student loan, $101 per month to pay down, which, as you guys saw with all the check marks, I have been consistent since that day, still consistent, never faulted or defaulted or whatever they call it since then. Throughout the years, I also got better jobs, so I was able to have a bit more steady income. I was also able to report a higher earning income to the credit bureaus. I have no clue if that makes a difference, but it's something that I found Credit Karma would ask me a lot, like, hey, verify your salary. So I think for the most part, they do want to know, because if you're making more money and you're only using a certain amount of credit, that must help your profile. I don't claim to be the expert because I don't work for TransUnion, I don't work for Equifax, so I don't have that background information that they have. I only have what they can share online in public. I just kept reporting higher income as I was earning it, paying down the 101 student loan, and I think around like 680 credit score, I was able to apply for like the most simple TD, wasn't even cash back, it wasn't any rewards, it was just like a credit card. Zero rewards, like actually nothing. There was no point in having it today. Like today, with me knowing now what I know about credit cards, it gave me nothing. It was quite literally just a credit card to build my credit. I had a balance of $500, which later grew to $1,000. And in addition to the $101 monthly payment, I was able to demonstrate my good credit behavior, spending within my means on my credit card and paying it off with each paycheck. So that's where I started building the habit of not carrying over any debt on my credit card, because obviously I was so traumatized that I would like have a 400 credit score and never get a car, never get anything. So it kept me, you know, super diligent, making sure I paid down and only spent on my credit card what I could afford to pay back right then and there. Meaning if I didn't have the cash in my checking, then the credit doesn't exist. Like we're not buying stuff just to buy stuff. I spent $20 on a bread because I had $20 to spend on bread, sort of thing. So in 3 years, I was able to, just through being consistent, increasing my income, having a credit card finally that I could pay down consistently, staying out of like overdraft in my checking account, and paying the $101 a month student loan. All of those little things were how I could slowly build my credit over the 3 years. Now, let's talk about what I would do today and what you could do today if, you know, I had known better. So if you're dealing with some credit issues right now, I'm just so glad to be making this video because there's so much I could have done. I was such a shy girl. Now I get my Karen on, I'm emailing, I'm doing all those things. So let's talk a little bit about what you can do if your credit is, one, got destroyed like mine, or even if you ruined your credit and you're just like, look, I'm trying to build my shit. Let's talk about what you could do today to get it back in a good place. So number one would be getting a prepaid credit card. And you know what? I'd be saying a lot of stuff about like it wasn't available to me at the time, but I think also it's a lot of mix of me not knowing better. So I don't know if back then they had these prepaid credit cards. From my Googling on, you know, online, I didn't see any. So it wasn't as highly advertised as I see today. I see so many ads about prepaid credit cards all over the place. Even with Wealthsimple, I have a prepaid MasterCard, or it's a debit MasterCard. So it acts as a checking account because I only have MasterCard access to the money I put in, but it also helps me to have purchases, pay bills like you would with a credit card as well, and build my credit that way. So it's literally the best of both worlds. If I was me and I was redoing it today and I had to build my credit, I would 100% get a prepaid credit card. This is the best way to start building your credit history and just showing that you can pay things on time. That's really all they want to know, is that you can pay things on time, that you don't spend more than you have, and that you have good sense about it, and that you don't need all the money that they give you. It's kind of crazy. As I'm Googling here, so I'm looking down, Neo Financial allows you to get a secured Neo MasterCard so that you can build your credit history while earning cash back. Earning cash back, like I did not have these. I did not see these. So this is great. It was voted Canada's best secured credit card. You get 1% cash back on groceries. You get 1% cash back on gas and electric vehicle charging. And you get 5% average cash back at their partners, which whoever their partner is, I don't even bank with Neo Financial, but this seems really great. So if I was someone trying to build my credit right now, essentially you want to start with the little secured MasterCard. And if I'm looking at the page here, it's guaranteed approval. So no matter what your credit is, you can get started building it back right away. It helps to build your credit history. They accept international IDs. So if you're one of the Americans or people from like Brazil or something, you should look into it to see if they accept you. And you can earn cash back. Like it literally doesn't get any better. Wow. Another amazing thing about this card, sorry, I'm literally Googling it for you guys. The credit limit. The credit limit is equal to the amount of security funds that you've set aside. So you choose your limit based on your comfortability. So for example, if you set aside $500 as your security funds, your credit limit is $500. However, the minimum amount of security funds to get started is $50. So anybody can start building back their credit because you can set up this credit card to have a limit of $50. Every time you go to the grocery and buy, I don't know, 2 loaves of bread, you could pay that back right away and start building your credit history and growing your credit score. That is amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing. Wow. I'm literally so happy to see this. Wow. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And they said it's only $50 at the minimum because wealth should never ever be a condition for building credit. And gag it. It's not clocking. It was not clocking to the banks when I was trying to do that I was broke. Like, I don't have the money for you guys. So what do you want me to set up? You want me to set up a payment? I don't got the money. Like, what are we talking about? But $50, that would have been so doable. So yeah, number one, get a secured credit card. Absolutely amazing. Number two would be to set up automatic payments. So for example, with my student loans, that was an automatic payment that was set up. Anything that you can set up to make your life easier so that you never miss a payment is going to be really important for building your credit. This is a quick segment. Wealthsimple, I set up auto payments to my savings. I set up auto payments to my RRSP. You can set up automatic payments for bills. It's never ending. Like, the automatic setups that you can do is just, the world is your oyster. Literally. You setting that up is going to make it very set it and forget it. If you know you're someone who maybe has bad credit because you just forget to be paying these bills, set up those automatic payments and go on with your life. The next thing you're going to do is one that's a bit more time consuming, so you might skip it, but trust me, it is so worth it if you have the time and you're willing to go the extra mile, okay? So you set up your auto payments, you're paying on time, you've got a secured credit card, amazing. Next, maybe you have debt on your credit history that's not yours. Maybe you have debt on your credit history that is super old and it's just impacting your credit and you need to apply for something and get approved for it right now. Maybe you're like me and sure, it is kind of my debt, but like, I could genuinely argue that you guys did not do the due diligence to make sure that I was aware. You didn't get any confirmations from me. I didn't receive any mail to say, hey, this is whatever, you need to call this number. Like, none of that was done. So I could have argued that if you're in a situation like that, disputing your credit score is an option. This is where my mom comes in because she is an absolute expert. I wish I had her today, but she's going out. I think she's going to a little party. So I was not going to have her do a little podcast moment, but she is the queen of credit disputes, okay? This girl has had her credit at 0. She's had her credit at 800. She's had to go back to 500. She's had it back to 700. She knows how to build credit and fast, okay? I'm talking this took me 2 to 3 years. She knows how to build your credit in 6 months. She knows how to jump credit from 500 to 700 in 6 months so that you can get approved for that mortgage and go about your day. Now, the advice that she gave me and the advice that I have firsthand seen her do and do successfully is disputing. So what you do is first, you start off with getting your credit report, Equifax, TransUnion, maybe Credit Karma, whatever the major credit unions are in your country, that's who you reach out to. Equifax and TransUnion are ours. So, and this is where me and her get so crazy, but this is very much tea, okay? I can go into a bigger, more in-depth video about it later, but essentially what we like to do, me and my mom, we like to find the CEO. We like to find a boss and CEO. We like to find someone who is likely in the department. Where do we do this? Through LinkedIn. Once we go on LinkedIn and we find our victims, we put their LinkedIn profiles into RocketReach, and RocketReach, if there is a email address associated, it will provide it. Also for CEOs, you can just Google CEO TransUnion, find their name, email address, TransUnion. Most of those are public information, so don't waste a RocketReach search on that, but we like to find also someone lower down who might be able to attack the problem more quickly. Next, we go ChatGPT. We get it to draft a repayment letter, which we put in an email because obviously it's 2025, and we send our first outreach. I want this removed from my credit bureau. I want you to remove this charge and, forgive the amount. If I have to repay, I do not have the money to pay this amount. I can pay X amount. We renegotiate. There's a whole bunch of factors. Like, genuinely, you'll need another video on this. So if you're interested, let me know. And I'll have a podcast episode with my mom to give you guys break down every single thing you do. And then you start and you just kind of ride that ride. And then they reply and they say what they say and you say, actually, and I'm gonna start CCing people, okay? It just gets a little bit shysty, but when I tell you, it's absolutely worth it because my mom has had credit remarks show up on her bureau that were not hers. Like, we're talking just different identity. So imagine you have a name that's generally generic and that person with the similar generic name is running amok of their credit and it's going on your credit bureau, you're screwed. It's not worth it. And if you don't go through this route of disputing and actually escalating to the people at these companies, they won't remove it. I'm getting riled up. And the worst part about all of that is that not only do they not remove it, it stays on your credit, profile history for 7 years. You have to keep your credit score for the last 7 years, and that gets accessible by banks whenever you apply for a credit card, mortgage people, car loans, anywhere that they need to credit check you. They can see the last 7 years of your credit history. So if something's sitting there for 7 years, it could affect your ability to buy a car, buy a home, purchase a second property, get a line of credit. And those are things that you want to leverage as you get older, because why why not build your credit into the process? Like it's just a whole cycle. So disputing your credit is a super effective, fast in that you can grow your credit in a very short amount of time. I'm talking once they remove that mark on your credit history, once you agree to maybe the repayment plan and get them in writing to say that they're gonna nix this from your credit history, the next credit report, aka the next month, you could see your credit score jump like 200 points. That's what's gonna happen for my mom. I've seen her at 530 one month and the next month she's at 770. Like those things really do work. So like, literally I'm itching to yap and tell you guys the full tea, but genuinely if you want a video on it in detail, I will get my mom, we'll do a sit down and she'll give you step by step the free course on how to dispute any credit charge. The only trade-off for this option of increasing your credit is that it takes a bit of time. You are emailing, you are escalating. But with ChatGPT, what's a bit of time? It's 30 seconds. Like genuinely it's 30 seconds. I get it to tweak it. Oh, I don't like this. Please reiterate here. Please reiterate. I'm going through literal mental health issues because my credit is in the dumps. Like I wish the young me who was in college who was crying could let them know like y'all are giving me anxiety attacks. It will say all the things. You simply tweak, paste, put it in your email and go back and forth with them. Like with ChatGPT and with the technology we have now, it's too easy. But if y'all really want, I can even get my mom to set up the templates that she has so that it's even easier for you guys and you're just inputting XYZ and having ChatGPT tweak you a little even more. So that's another option, is to dispute your credit with the bureaus themselves. This is absolutely one of the most effective options if you're looking to increase your credit fast. I'm talking less than 6 months. Yeah, it's just the juice is worth the squeeze every time. As long as you're stubborn like me and my mom, as long as you're not willing to give up and let them roll you on your back, it always pays off. It actually always works. It's never not worked. Like it's kind of great. Let me know if you want a deeper dive video. Let's talk about the next tip. The next tip would be increasing my limits more often without spending more. What I would do now, and what I did throughout the years, but what I would do maybe a bit more frequently, at least every 6 months, is give a call to your credit company, whoever your credit card is with, and ask them to increase your limit. Now, I know what you're thinking, okay, increase your limit. Why are you trying to do that? Like you're not trying to spend more. The point is, as we know, credit utilization makes up a giant factor of what impacts your credit score. A little bit about credit utilization. If you have $100, they don't want you to owe $100 every month, because then you're at 100% credit utilization. That is not a vibe for them. They don't want you to actually need the money that you have and have to carry over the balance every single month. They want you to have $100, but maybe you only carry over a debt of 10 bucks. Then it's like, okay, she barely using it. And not only that, but if you can pay off your credit in full every month, then they know, okay, we can give this girl more money because obviously she doesn't need it. This is just how they think. So the reason I would be requesting limit increases is because while I know I'm not gonna spend more, if I'm spending or carrying a debt of $50 out of $100, I'm at 50% utilization. But if I'm carrying a debt of $50 out of $200, I'm now at 25% utilization, right? 50 divided by 200. Thank God. Simple math is the hardest math for me. So immediately by increasing your limit, your credit utilization goes down and you didn't change your spending at all. Like it's easy, it's literally that simple. So higher limits equal lower utilization equals higher score for you. So give them a call, ask if it's like something that they can do without having a hard inquiry, because sometimes they will expand your limit and it doesn't require a deep credit check. As you guys know, credit checks impact your credit score a little bit. That's something I'd worry about the absolute least though, because who cares? I mean, it's not impactful, but I say that for myself. Obviously, maybe if you're applying for 5 million credit cards and they're all doing hard credit checks, then it's gonna impact you a bit. But yeah, call your credit cards, see if they can increase the limit without doing a hard inquiry on you. And you know, have a lower credit utilization, have a better credit score. Next tip. Now, when you're ready and when possible, it's really good to diversify your credit mix. So if you're starting off with a credit card like I was, different types of credit to be owed shows lenders that you can handle different types of credit. So yeah, you're paying off your phone bill, that's $50 a month, but you're also able to pay down $400 a month on your credit card, which is very variable. It literally is another way to just diversify and show them that not only can you handle standard payments, you can handle variable payments, you can keep your credit utilization down. It's all these little things that help build your credit profile and makes you get a higher score. The biggest bump for me personally, jumping me into this 840 credit score, 838, sorry, was the mortgage, because I didn't have a mortgage for obviously most of my life. I got my home in 2023 and I was pretty much coasting at around 740 credit score. Over this past year, I've been from 740 to now 838. So I jumped almost 100 points, and that's simply from the fact that I was like, damn, damn, what did I do? And everyone's like, girl, you have a mortgage. That's what I did. So I think having my credit history or my credit mix diversified even more with this giant $500,000 mortgage is just showing the credit people that I can be trusted with money. So I paid down my mortgage. I haven't missed a payment. I also applied for, actually didn't even apply. I was offered some personal line of credits, personal and business line of credits. So that's like an extra $30,000 of credit that I've never even used. I don't even know where it is. I just remember being like, yeah, set it up. Because you know what? I said increase my credit utilization and it'll show that I barely spend this money because I don't need it. Side note to that, doesn't matter what credit you're pulling, if it's a personal loan, if it's your credit card, the credit history looks at it as one. So if you increase your credit max to $1,000 and you get a personal line of credit for $20,000, your total credit is now $30,000. If you've only spent $500 on your credit card, then you've only spent $500 of $30,000 of available credit, which would be, I don't know that, 500 divided by 30,000, less than a percent of credit utilization. That looks damn good, okay? So that's what I did. I got a personal line of credit that I was pre-approved for and offered, said yes to it. Got a business line of credit that I was offered, said yes to it. I've got like $50,000 of available credit. Let me just double check, sorry. I don't wanna be lying to y'all. I said 50,000. Y'all, look at my credit utilization. I have $80,000 of available credit to use. I use 5,565 of it. That's 7%, which is great. Like, where is this money actually? I gotta go find this money. What do you mean 80,000? What do you mean 80,000? Like, what? That's what I mean. Like, I literally don't even remember all of the credit things that I said yes to, just for the simple fact of increasing my credit availability so that my credit utilization could go down. Not only did I say yes because genuinely it will be nice to have a personal line of credit should I want to do renovations or should I want to invest in myself and pay something down on a lower interest side, but it's just like, why would I not want to take the opportunity to keep my credit utilization lower than it was before and show the credit people that I'm good at managing my money? I think that's what really differentiates the like 700 score into the 800. I've never been 800. I'm like, I'm new to the 800 gang, but I think that was the main difference. And of course, like having such a diversified mix of credit, my mortgage, personal line of credit, another line of credit, credit card. I got 3 credit cards now, and they're all at a manageable pace because even though you have all of these things, if you're not spending the max on all of them, it's still very manageable to pay down. It just sounds crazy, but like this is the difference. So look into and think about diversifying your credit mix. Getting a line of credit, even if it's $5,000, $8,000, diversifies you, or having a phone payment diversifies you, having a car payment diversifies you. Think of the ways that you can diversify. Don't go and jump for all this debt if you don't need to, but look into ways that you might be able to increase your credit amount, diversify your credit mix, and keep your credit utilization low. The math makes sense to me now. Lastly, I did not obsess over my score, but I did check and monitor my finances and my score monthly. So the reason I say don't obsess over your score is because my mom, when she's especially in her like, okay, I'm building up the credit stage, she was checking Equifax every day. This is not a good idea. That's too obsessive. There are so many reasons, even though we got the 5 factors, even though you've got a little bit of insight of like what I've been doing and why I think my credit score is so good, we just don't know. And in checking every day, my mom would see her credit score go up 40 points, the next day go down 50, the next day go up 10, the next day go up 40, and she had no clue why the hell it was changing. In asking, because she's actually asked Equifax and TransUnion, they don't answer. So they just said there's a mix of things that impact the credit score at any given time, blah, 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 political, President of the United States. Great. So they gave their political vague ass answer. That is all to say, you just don't know what's going to impact your credit score. It does not make sense for you to obsess over it, because she used to get really anxious because she's like, bro, I'm down 40 points and I don't know why. Like, what did I do? What did I do? Literally. So yeah, don't obsess, but have a habit of checking your credit score once a month. That I think is a pretty good habit. When I look at Credit Karma and my other credit bureaus, it'll tell me like next credit report this date. Once a month allows a couple credit reports between each of your checks. So it's a pretty reliable number to look at to see if your growth is trending upwards, if it's gone down a bit. And usually when you check at a less frequent time, you have an idea of why something went up or down. So for me, I think my points just went down a little bit, like 20 points. And that's because I just applied for, or my theory is that I just applied for the Amex and the RBC. Both of them I got approved on site, but both of those require hard credit inquiries. So that will ding you a couple points. It's fine. It's no big deal. I'm literally not pressed because now my credit utilization is even smaller because I've been approved for like an extra $30,000 in these credit cards. So it's great. That will go away. They see the credit check. It's great. I got approved. I'm not spending the money like crazy. I don't worry about that. And I have a better idea of why something was going up or down. So just stay calm, check once a month, and don't go crazy. Focus more on your habits. So focus on making sure that you are paying everything on time, that your automatic payments are set up, that your credit utilization is low, and that you are doing the extra things, either renegotiating with the credit or calling and seeing if you can increase your limit every now and then. Just doing those little steps. Focus on the habits instead, and you'll be growing your credit score in no time. Just stay open, stay consistent with your habits, check once a month. And if you're someone who maybe it's bad budgeting that got you to this point, invest in yourself or in a budget tracker to stay on top of that piece. Now, if you're like, how do I track my budget? You're literally in the right place, babe, because that's literally what I do. Like, that's literally what I do. It's what I do. So if you go check this playlist, all of my budget with me's are there. I use the yearly budget 2.0 tracker from KA8PNQ. I will link it in my stand store below. You can click on that, take a look. They have a bunch of different budget trackers. Or if you're someone who's like, no, the manual's not gonna work, there's apps. Go on the app store, search budget app, figure out which one's great for you. See if there's a free one. Do what works for you, but if you know you're someone who maybe got yourself into a situation with bad credit because you know you have some bad spending habits, tracking is the first step to getting that under control. So do not leave this video without either downloading the app or checking my KA8PNQ link or figuring out how it is you're gonna get your budget under wraps, okay? Or start tracking it at the very least. Now, if you're sitting at 530 right now or lower or a little bit higher, wherever you are on the credit spectrum, just know you're not alone. It's not permanent. I've been there, and I'm also proof that with consistency, you can get yourself out of any poor credit situation. If you guys are interested in a deep dive video on how to dispute credit marks on your credit history, whether they are credit marks from your own credit that are like 5 years old and you're like, bro, take this off now, or it's stuff that's like, bro, that's not me, like that's literally not me, then let me know, because I will have my mom for a little sit down, we'll do a little podcasting moment, and she will walk you through step by step what she does, how she does it, and maybe some templates if that's what y'all are interested in. I don't know, but comment below if that's what you'd like. Additionally, the tools I use, my budget tracker, any freebies are located in my stand store, so go ahead and check that out. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, girl, or boy, or you, whoever you are. I don't discriminate, okay? Hit the subscribe button and then describe to me what you thought of this video, okay? As always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.